Hi guys. Welcome to True Channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. And also subscribe to my channel. Top 20 mysterious things seen on Mars so far from 2021 to 2023. So make sure to watch the full video. Strange objects spotted on Mars, described images from Mars that fascinate the scientific community as well as conspiracy theorists and fans of extraterrestrial life include a hidden entryway and a cannonball. 20 blueberries. Nothing here is edible. The adorable moniker blueberries is used to describe these hematite-rich spherules. The tiny, BB-sized pebbles were first discovered in 2004 by NASA's Mars Opportunity rover. 19 A classic is Face on Mars. The human race enjoys a good space tale. This explains why making up theories about strange objects seen in photos of Mars is so much fun. In our minds, cosmic rays are communications from alien races, and rock formations are fish. There were many jokes made about what appears to be a rear end in an image from the NASA Perseverance rover. Is that a spaceship's keister? Nope. Just a silly rock formation, really. When NASA's Viking 1 orbiter flew by Mars in 1976, it snapped this now iconic photo of the planet's surface. The face-like shape in the image's upper center is what everyone was so excited to see. If you have an imaginative imagination, it's simple to see it as having two eyes, a nose, a mouth, and an odd hairstyle. Even a young Elvis Presley can be seen in it. You can see why some individuals felt the face was a monument erected by extraterrestrials on Mars. 18 An updated view of Mars's face. NASA was determined to provide an explanation for the face on Mars. By capturing a new photo of the face in 2001, the Mars Global Surveyor finally put the matter to rest. A much blobbier, less stark formation can be seen in the more recent, sharper, higher resolution image. It is not an alien carved religious site, it is simply a mesa. 17 Not noodle. In July 2022, the Perseverance Mars rover from NASA spotted an object that resembled a tangled mass of noodles or string. After considering all the possibilities, the rover team came to the conclusion that it was most likely a small piece of netting that had blown across Jezero crater from the location of the Perse's entry, descent, and landing, EDL, system crash. The rover had been safely delivered to the surface of Mars by the EDL system, which then scampered off to crash at a safe distance. The fairly persistent winds on Mars appeared to have dispersed some debris. 16 Mars doesn't have a doorway. Clack clack. Who is present? Nobody. Contrary to some internet speculation, a doorway on Mars is not visible in this NASA Curiosity rover image from May 7, 2022. The angles of light and shadow and the shapes created by the geology in this area of Gale crater are responsible for the doorway-like appearance in a cliffside image taken in May 2022. Continue forward for a further perspective that places the doorway into context. 15 Doorway in the Mars Curiosity mosaic. The doorway in Gale crater is situated within a mosaic view of a Mars formation as seen by the Curiosity rover. Pay attention to the red circle near the top. In reality, the dark, angular opening is quite small. A natural geologic feature, that is. 14. The first letter to be laser engraved on Mars. The three tiny laser-created dots on this Martian rock will allow researchers to identify the orientation of samples once they are returned to Earth. In June 2022, the Perseverance rover left a test mark of a very small letter L. The rover is taking samples of the rocks. When the samples are eventually collected via NASA's planned sample return mission, knowing how precisely they fit into their host rock will be helpful for scientists. 13 Perseverance rover butt crack rock. In February 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover touched down on Mars. Since then, it has taken a plethora of pictures of the terrain in the Jezero crater. Space enthusiasts were amused by this fantastically funny-looking rock's resemblance to a rear end and were drawn to it. It was given the moniker butt crack rock. 12 Angel and heart on Mars South Pole. You can see an angel and a heart together in this European Space Agency Mars Express image of the red planet's South Pole if you use your imagination. In a December 2020 image release, ESA referred to it as an angelic figure. Simple geology from the icy polar region is on display, with an impact crater forming the head and halo and a sublimation pit, a location where ice turned to vapor, forming the hand on the left. 11 Mother of pearl clouds. On Mars, these glistening, vibrant clouds did indeed appear. The Curiosity rover from NASA not only observes the local geology but also records the sky's activity. It was taken on March 5, 2021, and features iridescent mother of pearl clouds. According to atmospheric scientist Mark Lemon of the Space Science Institute in Colorado. If you see a cloud with a shimmery pastel set of colors in it, That is because the cloud particles are all nearly the same size. That typically occurs right after the clouds have formed and have all grown uniformly. 10 drill bit. It's entertaining to believe that this is a Phillips head drill bit from Mars. A curious, little rock was found by citizen scientist Kevin Gill in a Curiosity rover image from the latter half of 2020, and he quipped that it reminded him of a drill bit. 9. The Brachiosaurus rock. Kevin Gill, a software engineer and citizen scientist, has a talent for spotting amusing Mars rocks in rover photographs. He discovered this Brachiosaurus-shaped rock, which was captured by the Perseverance rover in April 2021 on Mars. Sadly, we haven't found any clues of actual dinosaurs on Mars, and we're still seeking for hints of prehistoric microbial life. 8. Mr. Peanut? A doppelganger of the Planters' Mr. Peanut mascot was seen in this group of trenches on Mars by the HiRISE camera crew for NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter probe. In a May 2021 message to HiRISE, planetary geologist Alfred McEwen stated that the South Polar residual cap is continually changing as carbon dioxide sublimates off steep slopes, increasing pits, and condenses on flat areas, filling pits. 7. Robot leg or a rock? Rock, that. No, a boot. No robot. Early in 2019, this little rock on Mars attracted notice due to its similarity to a boot or a robot limb. Yet, it is a fun shape even though it is neither of those things. NASA's Curiosity rover produced the photographs. 6. HiRISE dust devil tracks. In late February 2018, NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter saw some exuberant dust devil footprints on Mars. The image processing applied to this shot from the spacecraft's HiRISE camera makes what appear to be claw marks stand out. Dust devils are frequent on Mars because of its high wind speeds. 5. Belly pan. This does really appear to have been created by humans. In February 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover touched down on Mars and intentionally dropped an ejectable belly pan, leaving some debris on the surface. The pan served as a cover to protect the rover's sampling mechanism, enabling it to gather and store rock samples for a subsequent mission to come pick them up. The cover was no longer required once they had landed. 4. Persistent spots a rock. This peculiar rock was captured on camera by NASA's Perseverance rover in March 2021. You may see a succession of tiny marks where the rover's laser zapped it if you look closely and slightly to the right of the center. This was the first famous rock found by the rover, and scientists and space enthusiasts debated whether it was a meteorite, a piece of weathered bedrock, or a piece of Mars that had been hurled from somewhere else by an impact event. 3. Happy Face Crater. In both 2011 and 2020, NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter observed the Happy Face Crater on Mars and noticed some changes in its appearance. Its nickname is understandable. The crater is near the South Pole, and the variations in the blackness of the features are caused by the shifting amount of ground ice. 2. A gloomy, glossy boulder. On December 6, 2020, the Curiosity rover from NASA took this picture of a dark, glossy boulder on Mars. The boulder was a bit of a mystery because of how it stood out against the terrain, despite the great overall perspective. It's possible that the boulder is a meteorite or that it was brought there from somewhere else on Mars. 1. Potential eruption site for volcanoes. Although Mars has a volcanic past, it has been unclear if it has been volcanically active more recently. A research group hypothesized that the mystery dark deposit visible here might be proof of an explosive volcanic deposit that occurred within the last 50,000 years. The deposit is slightly bigger in size than in Washington, D.C. So, that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. Use the comment section below to tell us what you think about the video. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of all the latest videos.